On April 27th, 2012, 19-year-old Mirabel Irvine, along with her friends Samantha Parker and Rebecca Tapp, drove up to the Alice Lake campground, slightly north of Squamish, BC, to spend a weekend outdoors. They were eager to see what it would be like in an area with a population that had a human minority, and as Squamish has a population primarily consisting of elves and Ratifficades, this location fit the bill. When they arrived, Rebecca called her mother to let her know that they had arrived safely, and promised to keep her updated as the weekend went on, but by the next evening all contact abruptly stopped. After repeated attempts to call and text all three girls, they were reported missing on April 29th. Local RCMP mounts a search of the area, and for days, no traces of the girls can be found. Until the morning of May 2nd at approximately 6:45 a.m., two hunters discover Mirabel's body, deceased and lazily covered in mud and leaves. The cause of death was determined to be blood loss from the many bites and scratches covering her body, suggesting that Ratifficades were almost certainly involved. The next day, before the discovery of Mirabel's body had gone public, gas station security footage capturing what looked like Rebecca Tapp with an unknown Ratificate male was discovered. The timestamp of the footage showed that it had been recorded the previous night, with plenty of assistance from the local Ratificate population, as humans are usually completely face-blind to Ratificates. Within 48 hours, the identity of the rat was determined to be 23-year-old unseen Cosette Pan, who was arrested at approximately 12 p.m. on April 5th for suspected kidnapping. Cosette Pan was questioned 4 hours after his arrest.
Hello, my name is Detective Bim. I'll be asking you a couple questions. Is that okay?
Cosette Pan.
Huh?
Cosette Pan?
Yeah, I got that.
The New York Police SBA Academy is widely regarded for training some of the best specialists in the world in their respective fields, such as this man here. Detective Mark Bim was a specialist in empathurgical analysis magic. He had an uncanny skill for accurately determining the emotional state of a subject, even when said subject is of another species. It was for this reason that he was assigned to this relatively small town on the other side of the continent, and why his casual attitude and appearance may stand out so much.
You're under arrest for suspected kidnapping of 3 girls. Do you understand?
Yeah, I guess.
You have the right to retain and instruct counsel without delay. You will be provided with a toll-free telephone lawyer referral service if you do not have your own lawyer. Do you understand? Sir?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. First off, where were you April 30th?
I was out.
Out where?
Me and my friends, we were out, on the streets.
Okay. And what were you guys doing?
We were just hanging out. It was just a good time,
Just a good time.
Whenever I'm with the friends, it's always a good time.
Okay. Do you have names for these friends?
I don't really remember. We were having a good time. Okay, who was there? I don't know. I can't really remember.
You don't remember your friends' names?
It's not that. I don't remember that specific night. Okay.
Okay.
Some would argue that coming up with a convincing lie on the spot is one of the hardest conversational challenges to overcome. Now imagine trying to do that under the pressure of an environment as intense as a police interrogation room mere days after you were directly involved in a murder. It's possible that Cosette Pan had come up with a response to this line of questioning beforehand, but in the heat of the moment, completely blanked out.
So what were you doing on May 2nd?
I don't know. It's probably just at work or something.
You were at work.
Yeah.
Okay. And a little bit later in the evening, or abouts were you?
Well, I get off work around 8 or 9 o'clock, so it kind of depends.
Okay. We have photo evidence of you with Rebecca Tapp.
Rebecca who?
Tapp. She's one of the missing girls.
Yeah, I might have actually seen her that night.
Okay.
She was running down the alley. I got off work, and she came up to me all scared, and she seemed confused. She seemed dazed and confused. I don't know. I tried to help her, but then she just ran away. She ran off. I don't know.
Okay. And that's the last time you saw her?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know who she is. She just.
Did she say anything to you?
It was mumbled. I can't really remember.
Okay. And which way did she go? Have any idea?
I don't know, man. Do I look like a fucking compass? Like, she ran. Okay, she ran. East, west, north, south.
Okay.
These fucking questions, man. Come on.
Okay.
It's fascinating to see the change in the tone and posture of Cosette Pan as he adapts more to his current situation, compared to just minutes earlier when he was stumbling over his words and couldn't even come up with names for his friends. Now he is completely confident and borderline taunting the detective. The detective knows that this confidence has to be immediately shut down before the suspect gets any more comfortable, so he abruptly turns the interrogation into another direction, which causes yet another change in Cosette Pan's composure.
We have a body of Maribel, if you know who that is. Irvine.
I don't think I've heard the name.
You don't?
No.
Well, she was friends with Rebecca Tapp,
Okay.
and we found her body with scratch marks that seem to indicate a rat might have killed her.
Okay. What do you want me to say about it, huh? You think I did it?
Ratificades possess an above-average sense of self-awareness and usually fare better at lying convincingly than most other species. However, just his word alone isn't enough to get Cosette Pan out of this situation.
That's what we're leading to believe.
No!
You did?
No! You think I'm a killer?
I'm just asking you a question.
I didn't kill nobody!
Okay.
Okay?
We also found rat fur on the body.
Alright? And? There you go, there's your killer.
Yeah, and it matched yours.
No, there's no way. There's no way. I didn't do that. I didn't kill anybody.
Okay, well, we have reason to believe that you kidnapped those 3 girls and killed one of them, and we just want to find out where the other 2
Your
are.
reason to believe. I don't think you've got. You shouldn't have a reason, okay? I didn't do anything. I didn't kill anybody, okay?
Okay, well, if you can help us find the other 2 girls, then
For nearly 10 minutes, Cosette Pan muttered to himself under his breath and didn't respond to the detective whatsoever. It was likely he was trying to figure out the best course of action after finding out that his situation was a lot more dire than he had previously believed.
So my question is, why is your fur on this dead girl's body and 2 girls are missing and you're seen with the other one?
Okay,
Doesn't quite make
you wanna
sense.
know what happened? Okay, I'm trying to be a good rat here. Okay, so what happened? There's this rat. His name's Vic. Okay, he goes by Vic,
Okay, do you have a last name?
and I don't think so. He just goes by Vic. Okay, he's a well-known rat.
Okay.
So Vic, word got out that he had these girls that kidnapped him. Okay, he kidnapped them. It was him. But I was trying to be a good rat, so I bought one of them off of him. Okay, he was selling them. He was just trying to make a quick buck. Okay, so I bought one, and I wanted to help her, but she was too far gone. Okay, and she died. She was too sick. So being a good rat, I tried to bury her in the forest. I was just trying to do a good thing here, okay? But it didn't work out. It did. Yeah, it didn't work out.
So you don't know anything about the other two girls then?
No, just the one.
You bought her off of Vic,
Yeah, Vic.
and she was very sick, or was she hurt? Said she's too far gone.
She was just really sick. Okay. What more do you want out of me?
Okay. And then I'm just trying to establish a timeline here. So, and then you tried to bury the body.
Yeah, she deserved a burial. Okay. She was just an innocent girl, and Vic shouldn't have done that.
Okay. So instead of contacting any sort of authority or bringing her to a hospital.
She was dead. Okay.
Okay. And Vic, do you know anything else about him? Have you questioned him?
Yeah. His name's Swindle Vic.
The Retivicate that Cosetpan keeps accusing had been previously charged with several petty crimes and was suspected on multiple occasions to be involved in more serious offenses. It's believed that this detective was well aware that Cosetpan's entire story was in fact false. But whether due to the fact that, like a polygraph, information gained through empathurgical analysis is inadmissible in court, or due to the lack of any other real leads, Vic was arrested and brought in for questioning the next day. His interrogation began 5 hours after his arrest.
Detective Young, just going to ask you a couple questions. That okay?
Imagine, for a moment, that you would regularly steal cookies from the cookie jar and get away with it. But the one time you were actually innocent, you get accused of stealing the cookie. Despite having nothing to do with the crime, you would still be incredibly nervous when questioned about the stolen cookies. Obviously, this metaphor pales in comparison to the severity of the situation Vic is facing.
Do you know a girl named Rebecca Tapp?
The next 5 minutes go by mostly in silence, with the detective occasionally asking Vic questions about things completely unrelated to the crime. This is the first step of what's known as scroozing. In cases such as this, where the suspect is completely unresponsive, a common empathurgical technique is to try various questioning methods in a short span of time to better understand the nuances of a suspect's personality.
So your name came up when you were questioning another suspect, and he said that you sold Maribel Irvine and Rebecca Tapp to him. Do you have any idea about why that would come up? Still nothing. It's not really helping your case just being silent. If you wanted, I'd get you a lawyer still by being alone. You did,
What's going on, man? Take the fucking hit. I don't talk to cops, okay? I'm not fucking talking to you.
This is the first time since his arrest that Vic had spoken, and it was likely no more than an outburst of pure annoyance, but in the detective's eyes, it was an unexpected breakthrough.
that's not really helping your case at all here. You're refusing a lawyer and you just won't talk. Seems like you're just
I know how the game works. I'm not talking to cops.
the game.
I didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything? Then why did your name come up? Someone that sold these girls. You have nothing to say to clear your name at all. And someone says you sold 2 girls, you don't care and you're just gonna stay silent the whole time?
I know I'm fine. I didn't do nothing.
You didn't do anything?
I didn't do a thing.
One of the suspects would say different.
I don't care.
Nothing at all to say like that. Seems like the most likely thing that happened was you sold these girls to this other suspect, and then he ended up killing one. We have a pretty strong case here against you. Funny.
At this point, nearly an hour of footage is completely missing. Most likely, the detective went back to scroozing Vic and attempted to solicit a response through considerably more intense techniques.
Just gonna keep being silent. Just gonna go and talk to some people. I'll probably be back pretty soon.
Vic was left alone for nearly 90 minutes. It's been debated whether or not it was a good idea to let a criminal named Swindle Vic sit alone with his thoughts for that long, and if it had anything to do with his completely different attitude for the second half of his interrogation.
Hi, Vic. I'm Dr. Madison.
Okay. What do you want?
While finding one willing to work in the middle of the night is strange, bringing in behaviorists to play on the emotions and personality of a subject after they have been questioned by an EA is a regularly used and effective tactic.
Before we begin today, can I get you anything?
No. Maybe, actually, yeah. There's something very important. It's called my time, okay? I've been in this room for like 4 hours. Where's that? Can I get that back?
Well, hopefully we won't be taking up much more of your time. You know how this system works. Why haven't you asked for a lawyer yet?
Come on, dude. What's a lawyer gonna do for me? Let's be real. Okay, for a minute, let's let all the making friends bullshit that you're putting on, let's drop it. You saw how your detective friend was speaking to me. You guys don't care about what happens to me. What a human lawyer's gonna fight my case. Okay, you sure? Maybe in fantasy, man, okay? Anyway, let's get to the point. Go ahead, continue. Why are you here?
This isn't about you. This isn't about me. This isn't about anyone but these girls. These girls that have gone missing and that we are trying desperately to find. Their families are distraught and they just want closure. They want to find their daughters and their sisters. Do you have a family, Vic?
You know, I do. I don't seem as much as maybe I should, though.
You can understand at least a little bit how distressing it must be to lose someone and not know where they are, not know if they're alive or dead, not know what happened to them.
I understand. I get what you're saying, dude.
And the less that you tell us, the longer these families have to go on without their daughters and their sisters.
Although it seems like the behaviorist is trying to play on Vic's sympathies directly, her real goal would be to make Vic think that, in their eyes, if he is sympathetic and helps them, he will be a better person and it will benefit his situation. At this point, the police already thought it was highly unlikely that Vic was directly involved in this case, but due to his connections, there was a high chance he had known or heard something, and this is the information they were currently trying to get out of him. Unfortunately, in this case, it completely backfired.
You. Okay, hold on. Listen. I think I told you to cut the bullshit. Alright. You think I care about this human girl? Oh my gosh. Okay, no, we're done. No, I have nothing more to say, okay? It's funny, I'm obviously, look at me, I'm a rat, you're humans. But I know the way you guys see us. Nasty, like, scheming rodents, just like the little ones that exist. You've probably killed plenty of them with the poisons you make specifically to kill them, right? But the human girls are so important. Anyway, my point here is, I think maybe I'm less of a rat by your standards than either of you are, okay? I have nothing else to say. I'm done.
Due to lack of evidence, Vic was released the next morning. After 3 more days of interrogation, Cosettepan cracked, and the rest of the story was brought to light. On the night of April 28th, Cosettepan and 3 of his friends were in an underground burrow near the girls' campsite getting high off of Raconex, a mix of Xanax and the rat poison Brodifacoum, when they heard music. Because reticulated ears are far more sensitive than human ones, and the drugs were inhibiting their impulse control, they decided to go and make the music stop. Initially, all they wanted to do was tear up the tents and threaten the girls, but they quickly realized Mirabelle could tell them apart. In a panic, they attacked her and restrained the others. All 4 reticulates were sentenced to life in prison.